Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Islam on the Block. We are now here in Casablanca, myself and my brother Bilal.
Assalamu alaikum.
So, just to get a brief introduction, it just so happens that my brother Bilal is one of a set of twins, Bilal and Adam, who are both from Los Angeles. So these two cats are my homeboys from way back. So originally from Pasadena, which is a part of Los Angeles. But now we're in Casablanca, and we were just sitting here talking about how much of a blessing it is for us being from the city of Los Angeles, going to Saudi Arabia, living there and working there for some time, and now we are in Africa. Make no mistake about it, Morocco is a part of Africa. So we're sitting here in Africa and we happen to meet here. I'm here and he's here, so we just hooked up. So, alhamdulillah, the brother has been a part of Masjid al-Mu'min since 2000, which is 23, almost 24 years ago now. So we have had quite a journey together in Islam. First of all, up under the tutelage of Abu Mujahid, Sheikh Farid Abdullah, and now just traveling, learning about Islam and visiting the Muslims in the lands of the Muslims. Because I believe your brother was also in Yemen.
Yes, she studied in Yemen for 7 years.
Alhamdulillah. So now, one of the questions I have for my brother here is, when you came here to Casablanca, how did you find the process of entering into the country?
Yeah, I think the process was very easy, straightforward. America and Morocco have a fantastic relationship, so everyone's welcome. It wasn't time consuming, pretty much snap the passport, come on in.
Alhamdulillah, yeah, myself also. Myself having come in and out of the country now for 13 years, I find it to be extremely easy. Once they see the blue passport, basically they just stamp it and you just walk right in. So one of the other questions I have for my brother, because upon our journey, most of us have gone to different countries and we've sought out the process of trying to live a holistic Islamic lifestyle as best as possible, with a place that maybe not necessarily be according to the Sharia, but as close as possible, or at least a holistic society that you can raise your children and you can practice Islam. So our dear brothers Adam and Bilal, recently I believe you purchased a place here.
Yeah, actually, we purchased it in 2018. What you were touching on is what we both agreed on, that we wanted to live in an predominantly Islamic land. You know, they call the adhan, you hear it on the megaphone or the speaker. And Morocco, once again, is very, they work with the Americans, so it's not complicated. We decided to purchase some land here. My brother kind of took the lead on it. The process was also pretty straightforward. We came with roughly 80% of the cost in advance and kind of negotiated from there. And we had it within maybe the first 6 months to a year. We were still living in Saudi. We were in Taif at the time. And my personal family moved here 1 year ago, furnished the apartment, did everything. And she loves it. She's American. She's originally from Iowa. My son, he's 3 years old now, just turned 3. He's been here for a year now. He loves Morocco. I've been actually coming to Morocco since 2017, because I know you said 13 years. So I've been coming and going for 6 years now. And yeah, the process has always been very easy to come in. So purchasing, in terms of difficulty, was maybe a 2 on a scale of 0 to 10. It was about 2 purchasing, maybe even a 1. Cash. If you have the cash up front, you're gonna be fine.
So let's be clear now. It's not only is it possible to own property here in Morocco, but you have done so.
Yeah, no, we're on it right now. Part of the residency is owning property. Well, there's different avenues to residency, of course. You can have the work visa for residency. There's other types of residency visas, but the one that we were going for is if you own property, you can apply for residency. So, and again, they make that easy. One of the only challenging things there is depending on what city you're in, French is the predominant language, and so sometimes you have to get your documents notarized, switched over from English to French, and you might find yourself going. This all happens at the police station. You might actually do French, and they tell you now do it in Arabic. So you might actually get it notarized twice, but it shouldn't take longer than 4 to 6 months to get your residency, inshallah.
We've recently received the news that they're separating themselves from the French language now, and Arabic will be the predominant language in which businesses takes place in, and will now be the official language of Morocco. Inshallah, we'll see how that goes. But also, to be clear, in purchasing the property, you mentioned that you had 80% or you had a large percentage of the money, so that worked out pretty good for you.
Oh yeah, I mean, my brother's pretty thoughtful in these situations, and he has like a belief that you win in real estate on the purchase, not on the sale. So if you can find a way to knock off the price, because what he wanted was over 100,000. You have the new and the used market. He wanted over 100,000 for the 2-bedroom bath, and when you put 80% of the money on the table, it's different at that point. Will you accept this amount and it's right in front of him? There's no agreeing 5-year, 10-year to wait. And quite frankly, my brother told me his eyes got big, like it was $1 million on the table. And yeah, I'll take your money right now. So to be clear, him and I, we for about a year, we put X amount of our salaries into Vietnam. And I consider it a mercy that it took only 1 year between him and me, and we bought a place. Allah provides, mashallah.
So again, just being clear, and my family's been in real estate all my life. So understanding the art of negotiation, once you understand that the prices, for instance, here in Morocco, in Casablanca, the price is a little high. So you can find an apartment, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, or 2-bedroom, 2 bath for anywhere from 60,000 US to 100,000 US dollars. But once you come to the table and you have cash money, instead of trying to make a deal for, let's say, 20,000 and then 10 years or 5 years worth of payment, it makes your negotiating position much powerful. I have 50,000 right now, and then I'll give you 10,000 over the next year. Or I have 70,000 right now, and I'll give you 20,000, for instance, for a luxury apartment over the next 2 years. Now your negotiating power is very powerful, and you can get this process done. Aside from that, in your years here now, how do you find the people here in Morocco?
Mashallah, I'm a certified Ducali. Yeah, they're just very hospitable in every regard. From helping me get my cell phone set up, to finding an apartment, to even paying the electricity bill. I didn't know this, but I had been living in the apartment when I first came in 2017 for 3 months. And something just tells me like I haven't paid electricity or water. What is going on? So I go speak to someone that I had met through my, just being in the city, and he tells me that they put the bills on the floor in the apartment, and then as the tenants come down, they find their apartment and they pay the bill. Now I wouldn't have known that. So mine just sits there, but he happened to work right next to the electrical. He goes and tells me how much, I give him the money, he just goes pays it for me. I mean,
That's information
honestly,
for me.
yeah, I found it made me smile. That's such an interesting situation. But I mean, I have so much. I consider them family, quite frankly. That they live on the farm. Some of them are in Casablanca. I've worked in Agadir, the southern part. It really didn't matter what part. I mean, I met so many good people that honestly, my life wouldn't be the same without the relationships I've developed here. And it's very sincere. You know, I don't feel like they want anything. It's not in a manipulative sense. It's kind of a meshing of cultures, but I'm just as fascinated with Moroccan culture as they are with American culture.
Yeah.
We're all Muslims, so we make salat together. They make it a priority to make salat. So, mashallah, it's just a khayr from Allah.
Yeah. So yes, I find the people myself also to be very, very hospitable, kind. I mean, just walking up and down the street, you know, people are extremely nice. You get into the cab, and the cab driver is inevitably going to have a conversation with you. Not that you're going to understand him, because the daraja here is extremely different from a person, let's say in Yemen or Saudi. It's mixed. The Arabic here is heavily influenced by French, and also some Spanish mixed in with it. Yes, and Portuguese, just it's all mixed in. But if you have a decent command of just some basic Arabic, you can get around no problem. You will find very few people that are speaking English, though. Very few. Past that, the experience is extremely good. When you go up and down the street, it's extremely conservative. It's not comparable to Saudi, or I should say how Saudi used to be, but it's extremely conservative. Even the women that don't cover their hair are conservatively dressed. Long dresses, you know, covered up, no skin tight stuff. There's a few, but it's not many. The environment is very friendly and
Community.
Yeah, community type environment.
Yeah.
People invite you to the house to eat, and you know, genuinely check on you on a daily or a weekly basis. It's a beautiful thing. How?
10 out of 10.
Yeah,
Hospitality,
yeah.
10 out of 10. I haven't, myself in my travels, I haven't been to a more hospitable country with the people.
No. So you also lived for some time in a different city.
Yes, yeah. When I first landed in 2017, I was working in El Jadida, which is maybe 45 minutes south of Casablanca. Nah, an hour and 15 south. I stayed there for maybe 6 months, and then I moved maybe 6-7 hours further south to Agadir. Agadir is a pretty well-known city in Morocco, just worldwide known. It's the tourist destination, and although it's a major city, it's a coastal city, and everyone is chilled. The weather is beautiful. You know, it's not. Casablanca, being such a large city, kind of has the hustle and bustle of a large city.
Yes.
And surely, aside from Casablanca, from Rabat to Agadir, maybe not Marrakech, even though they're larger cities within the country, they still have a community about them. It's not, you don't get a lot of nonsense or anything. So I feel the same way about Agadir that I do about El Jadida. I wouldn't mind living there either. Casablanca, it stands out location.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Casablanca, so when you're going to buy real estate, it makes sense to start with Casablanca. But inshallah, we have goals to be in Agadir. And again, Rabat is a beautiful city.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's where the king lives, so you know it's going to be nice.
It's clean.
Yeah.
And in general, I find that Casablanca in general is clean.
I agree. When I was in Taif, I was very saddened by how many people would just throw trash from old, like grandparents just eating it and throwing it, like they were just throwing trash. I'm looking at him like, why? The trash can is 4 feet away. Why don't you just put it in the trash? And it just makes me sad that they just don't respect the community like that. You know, that there's trash bins and you just drop them off, and so they respect where they live. That matters to me. Or they don't have the arrogance to think we're going to pay someone to come and pick it up. They just put it in the trash.
That's what it is. It's that type of arrogance. That's what it is. But surprisingly enough, Morocco being a poorer country being Saudi Arabia, they actually have an infrastructure.
Yeah.
They have a sewage system. They don't have these big water tanks and these big septic tanks on every single building.
Yeah.
They have running water.
Yeah.
They have sewage, running sewage. And they
That's
don't
an
have to come
excellent point,
and collect
you know?
it. It's
Maybe
amazing.
Once every 3 months for 2-3 days, we would either be out of water or the pressure would be very low.
Inside.
Inside, living in
Inside,
Gulf or
yes.
living in Riyadh. It was
Living in Jeddah, same thing.
Yeah.
Same
I
thing.
know, too.
Because I myself, I lived in Jeddah for 8.5, almost 9 years. So, Lazim, you're going to run out of water at some point.
Yes.
So you're going to have an extra, the little sparkless water.
Yeah, you filled up the 5 liter, 10 liter, just so we know.
You gotta keep it so in case you gotta get up in the morning, you gotta make ghusl, or you gotta, make wudu or something. You can make wudu and you can pray without, leaving the house. I don't know.
Wow.
But it's all been, a really good experience. Yeah. So past that, the people being nice, myself too, I've traveled around, and SubhanAllah, it's a beautiful thing because part of my family lives on a farm also. And 2 sets of them, they deal with bees. And one of my wife's mother's uncles, he lives on a farm. He has cows. 12, 15 large cows, which he gets fresh milk from on a daily basis. He has 2 huge herds of sheep. He has olive trees. He has fig trees. He has grapevines. And something else he has. But we went to his farm and subhanAllah, shukran. They just delivered us some delicious ice cream here.
Pistachios,
Snack.
chocolate.
Yeah, so this is an amazing story. I have a video, I'm gonna try to post it up. But we went to his farm, which is about, I forget the city, but it's about 3 hours outside of Casablanca. It's past Rabat. We get to his farm and he wasn't there. So we sitting around, looking around, playing, talking to one of his daughters, my family, and he comes riding up all of a sudden on his donkey.
Yeah.
SubhanAllah.
Yeah. They ride donkeys in the farm.
When I saw this, I was smiling from ear to ear because he was taking his time and he came riding up and he says, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And mind you, where in his town where he's from, he's extremely rich. And don't get it twisted, one of the cows that he has, these are beautiful, big chunky cows, not skinny. One of the cows he could probably sell, let's say he could sell 2 of them and probably purchase a car. But it's not important to him. This is his life. He gets around where he needs to go. That donkey is his Cadillac.
Yes.
And he cruises in. He has an outside stove, so when we were there, his daughter cooked us some bread, gave us olives, figs, grapes, and some tea that was from his own property, and we ate. Alhamdulillah. So just so the brothers know, this is an avenue in which you can get outside of the States and you can have dual citizenship here, okay, without a problem with ease. And they make the whole process easy for us, alhamdulillah.
And it's similar in business also. America and Morocco have a great relationship from a business sense. It goes back to the beginning of the country being founded in the United States. So, there's no taxes. The Moroccan side makes it easy to set up an LLC. In America, depending on the state, whatever the requirements are. But on the Moroccan side, it's not difficult to set up an LLC. So just in terms of the type of living, usually the currency is 9 to 1, sometimes 10 to 1, depending on how your money's up.
Right, fluctuating.
That's very appealing. Yeah, it is. $5 is different. $5 in Morocco, and so. If you don't mind just living simply, I find as I get older, the better things in life are simple.
Oh yeah.
So the people are very simple. There's not some you have to read and try to interpret. It's just presented. This is how we are.
You can go to the souk and get a kilo of tomatoes.
Yep.
Right, 2.2 pounds of tomatoes for 70 cents. When I say tomatoes, I'm talking about beautiful, red, healthy tomatoes, all organic, because they can't afford pesticides. They're not spending no money on pesticides. They put it in the ground and plant it, and it's good.
Yeah, Morocco, in terms of the agriculture, Allahu Akbar, it has all the different climates. Where the Atlas Mountains is, it snows. Casablanca and so many of the popular cities, they're right on the coast of the Atlantic Ocean. And then to the north you have, what sea is that? The Gibraltar near, I'm trying to remember the name of the city up there, but to the north. It's slipping my mind right now, but pretty much anything can grow out of the ground here.
Check the map.
Yeah, anything can grow out of the ground here. It's impressive.
So, alhamdulillah. Now, some of the brothers that are close to me, I'm calling them out now. I hope you have your passport ready, because we want to gather in another place other than the United States, and if nothing else, experience some of the culture, some of the Islamic culture and the healthy culture on the other side of the globe. So inshallah, shout out to some of my brothers, Abdullah, Naylor, and Samir.
That's my brother right there.
We want to invite you right now to come and sit with us. I've sat with so many brothers here in Casablanca, as well as in Saudi Arabia, in different parts, Riyadh and Jeddah and Mecca and Medina. So we invite the brothers to come visit us.
Please.
And inshallah.
We have a place to stay. We'll set it up for you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.